Introducing Steven Hamula from Denver, Colorado. We just arrived from the London EUIC 2025, talking to us for the first time on this channel. Steven Hamula, how are you? Wait, I didn't cut that.
I said good. How about you? Can
Oh,
you hear
okay.
me?
There you go. There you go. Oh, totally fine today. Sorry for the delay. I was at lunch today, and rain caught me in the city of Bogota, Colombia, and super unpredictable the rain because it was sunny when I just came out, and then 15 minutes later, downpour. So that's normal over here. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be back from UIC. Been a busy time traveling around the world, I guess, going to a
Yeah.
lot of SBs and regionals, and now finally get a weekend home.
Well, Stephen Hamula, that's the competitive life, and that's exactly what we want to be talking about. How old are you? Where are you from? And how did you got into Pokemon TCG?
So I am 19 years old. I've been playing Pokemon TCG just about 8 years now. I've had a couple of recent accomplishments this year, past some in seniors as well. Um, the main thing I got into Pokemon was a YouTube channel called Trainer TV, and they were kind of a local YouTube channel around Colorado, and had a league up in Denver. And I kind of started following them, watching them, and I wanted to kind of just go to a league. And from there, I started to play cups and challenges, and um, unfortunately, it was like towards the end of the season, so I couldn't get like my Worlds invite. But I decided to go to Anaheim in 2017,
Nice.
and I played in the Open there. And now I'm trying to chase my Worlds invite to this year's
Okay.
Worlds.
Okay. So you said 2017.
Yes.
You were still in the seniors division.
I believe I was like a junior at the
Oh.
time, just
Okay.
coming up as a senior.
Okay. So you started in which age?
I think I was 11 or 12 at the time.
Wow. Wow. And what was that caught your attention about, I don't know, taking this Pokemon TCG into a hobby and go practice and make it a thing?
I think just it was such a cool. I think it was a really cool hobby.
Yeah.
I think just the experience of Worlds is was really cool to watch for me, just as like an 11-year-old kid or 12-year-old. And I remember like watching finals and seeing all these like really good competitors and seeing kids even my age play. And I was like, I think maybe I could do this, and maybe this could be my hobby that I could start. And just really wanted me to chase an invite.
Chase an invite
Uh,
to the worlds.
yes, yeah.
To the worlds. So, what was that first deck that got you into the competitive side?
The first deck, well, that's a long time ago. I would probably say I played a lot of Hovo EX and Volcanion. That's what I kind of played. Um, I really, at that young age, I didn't play a lot of different decks. I just kind of stuck with one deck and played it. But then throughout the years, I played more and more, and um, had lots of different deck choices.
Yeah, and you currently play every weekend, I don't know, in your local store, or do you only chase regionals? How do you divide your time?
Uh, I mean, right now, currently in a gap year, so I don't have a lot going on right now, and have dedicated a lot of time to Pokemon this year, which has been a little bit different, having no school and um, just I don't know how to explain this here. I just think just seeing just more new people play the game, and it's just how much the game has grown
Yeah.
now. Uh, just a lot, like a lot of money on the line now,
Yeah.
and um, obviously, I think I just want to get like I want to win worlds even more and more now.
Okay, and how many points do you have right now for the world's invite?
I currently have over 1,000 championship points right now, and I'm sitting right now at 11th for the year. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Okay, so the story about how we got Steven and how we met Steven, it was dated in 2024 during the special event in Bogota, Colombia. I was there taking a few YouTube shorts and Instagram reels for my social media, and I saw this guy playing the Miraidon, and actually was one of my favorite decks before last year's rotation when we played with Fluffy. And do you remember that?
I never played Maridon with
Oh, you, oh,
Flappy.
you never played the deck until now.
Yeah, that was my first tournament. I played Maridon. Actually, I a buddy of mine said, "Hey, you got to play Maridon on Wednesday." Built the deck. Played maybe 5 games against myself with it, and just played the deck at Bogota.
And what caught the attention about this deck? I don't know. Is it fun? Is it something that you feel good with it? Talk to me about that.
Well, I mainly for Bogota, it just felt like a really strong pick. There was a lot of Reggie Drago, and I think a lot of the top players were going to play Gardevoir at that tournament, if I can
Yeah.
recall that. So I really wanted to play Rhydon, and that was my choice. I think I before the tournament I was gonna play Terapagos again for the third time because
Okay.
I was definitely preparing weeks before that, and I won 3 cups with Terapagos Dustnor before, so I was pretty set on just playing it. But I'm glad I played Rhydon.
Yeah, yeah. So I was watching you were playing Miraidon with the stadium. Oh,
Yes,
with
Area Zero.
Area Zero. Area Zero, and um, do you also make plays with the Iron Hands?
With the Iron Hands and having Secret Box just search everything out was just really, really strong for the
Yeah,
deck.
yeah. So I remember that you were shuffling, you were doing all these things on the video. Let me see if I can pull it up and show you guys while we were in the interview. But yeah, and then I found out I was watching a stream on in the Puerto Rico special event, and I saw you there. It's like, oh my god! And for some reason, I ended up narrating your game. I don't know. It was Maddox. Did you play with against
Yep.
Maddox? It was Maddox.
Yes.
Yeah, that game. It was it a mirror match?
Yes, it was the same 59 cards. He played in Ultra Ball because he wanted to play consistency, sorry, and I ended up playing a Lost Vacuum because I was scared of Dragapult, and I really liked the Lost Vacuum for a lot of matchups at that time.
But I did it went to game three. I don't remember because
It went 2 games.
2 games because he lost the first
Yeah.
one and then on during the second game he decided to go first.
Yes.
But don't you want to be a second player playing Miraidon?
So we were. So a lot of people, I don't know, it's very back and forth. I still don't know to this day what you want to do. I think it's correct to go first because the idea of going first is you're supposed to, get a free energy attachment onto your Raikou, and if you're the player going second, you really have to force boss
Yeah.
because you can't really bundle. Because if you bundle, then you're using a lot of your resources on a hands for a Magnemite, or it's also very hard to one shot a Zapdos as well. A lot of lists ended up playing Baby Zapdos, so it's really difficult to go around like the bundle play like that. So you really kind of have to have like raw boss and just hit like a boss generator. Even like the best card to draw raw in hand is probably Secret Box, just
Yeah,
because you can just grab box generator and the seal stone
totally.
already, and you're pretty much set.
Yeah, yeah. I think the A spec with the secret box and Miraidon goes hand in hand. And moving on to the next question, Steven. Have you ever had I mean, what's your most memorable tournament experience? Maybe a funny one, a bad one, or a big win. Which is this experience?
Uh, there's obviously been a lot. Some in seniors. I'm gonna go like a recent one though. Last year, I played Future Box to Orlando Regionals, and I got my first day two as a master, and it really kind of uh, set me up through other tournaments throughout that season. I ended up getting top 64, and then I got ninth in the Mexico City special event later in that year, um, like about a month after that. So it really kind of set me up there. But I'd probably say second to that is probably my Puerto Rico run from last week.
Wow, that's amazing, man. So hey, so you've been to Mexico, Puerto Rico, London. How do you divide your time between school, I don't know, school and practice and all this thing? How do you do it?
Uh, I mean, it's definitely a lot for sure. For school, it's obviously a little bit difficult in school. Thanks you to my parents, they actually let me. I was homeschooled for most of the time
Okay.
when I was playing in seniors and last year too. And I was very like flexible of like what I could do for school and stuff like that. Um, the traveling can be a little crazy, but it's kind of motivating for me because I just can't wait for the next event to play. And I mean, all I just think about is just like what to play at the next event and just see if I can win it.
And do you travel alone? Do you travel with your team or with your parents?
Uh, a couple of locals sometimes travel. They usually don't travel out of the country or the SBEs. My good buddy Jason Birch sometimes goes to a couple tournaments with me. We try and go to the same tournaments if he can. But he's also a dad too, so he's got to watch out his time
Yeah.
for Pokemon and stuff. But most of the time, it's usually both of my parents try and go um, to as many events as they can because they definitely want to be there for me and support me.
Yeah, and in Puerto Rico, where did you stay?
Um, I stayed by the convention center,
Hotel?
like the T-Mobile Convention Center.
Yeah, in that hotel, right next to the fountain.
Yes.
Okay, and how was it? Was it cool?
It was amazing.
It's amazing.
I like the hotel we stayed at the year before Puerto Rico. I stayed at like a Marriott right on the coast, and we were on the top floor, and it had just a really pretty balcony, and it was like you just don't need to go to the beach at all. But it was definitely cool to go to this one. It had a casino. Uh, Ended up having a little bit fun at the casino and playing some blackjack.
Wow.
After the tournament, and just to get your mind off of something, and definitely partied with Maddox
Okay,
after. We had some good, delicious Mexican food
nice.
after.
Oh, nice. I think you mean Isla Verde, the coast on the Marriott. Is what was it? The Marriott Courtyard?
Uh,
Probably.
I honestly I couldn't remember. There's been so many tournaments I've been to. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
could be something like that.
Yeah, but was it the hotel that is right next to the beach, or do you need to cross the street to go to the beach?
It was right. It was like right on the beach. I
Right on the beach.
remember.
Okay, now I think I know which one. It's really cool, man. Nice beach over there.
Yeah.
Really chill. And
Yes, it was amazing. Also had a casino too, and I did
yeah,
play there.
and the casino. So Steven,
Yeah.
how do you prepare for a major tournament? I mean, it could be like, I don't know, testing, resting well, or hydrating. I don't know. You can tell us.
Um, the best way I found from testing is talking with a group of people. It's also been kind of just this year. It's kind of just been me and Jason Birch. We just talk a lot about back and forth. We talk about Pokemon about every day, and we just talk about what we like. Jason's very good at numbers and figuring out what the meta can be like at a tournament, which is really nice. It can give me and him both really good ideas on what we can hit
Yeah.
and what we expect to see, and then from there we can play decks, figure out what we like, and then a couple days before, just um, just build decks
Build
and
decks,
just finish the 60.
build decks, and play a lot of Pokemon in physical and TCG live, or only physical.
Uh, we don't like we're pretty bad. We don't play any live at all between me and him.
Okay.
We'd like to uh, play a lot more games against each other, but we have like kind of the same mind of like if we can just talk through a matchup. Because I think one of the best things to have in the game is if you sit down, you should know like what you're supposed to do against every matchup.
Yeah.
And if you have a game plan to every matchup, it definitely takes a lot more stress off of you, and um, just has a lot of, and you can just create a lot of ideas as well while you're during the tournament as well. I think that's and some of it is also with experience too.
Totally, totally. And you've been playing since the junior, and now you're a master. So experience have built up definitely. How do you stay focused and manage pressure when competing in a high level event? Did you get sweaty, or did you get? I mean, how do you manage the stress?
Um, Very good question. I really just try and don't focus on the stress thing as much. Like I know there's a couple times this year I was like, hey, like I know this is like my win in the top eight. I just try and don't think about it too much and just think about just the matchup and
Yeah.
just what you need to do. And sometimes like if I'm like really ahead of games or something like that, like I know like hey I have like a pretty good chance, like I know the route, like I just take my time, don't speed up, like just take your time, think fully through what you're doing and just stay calm.
Have you ever had, like, to this day, like a move or an action that you regret doing or not doing, like it cost you the game, and I don't know, it's still hung up on you, the experience?
uh, Definitely. There's one time, a very long time ago, actually in seniors, I played Buzz Garb at Hartford Regionals, and I was playing for a top eight spot. It was probably round 6 or 7, so it was pretty much just like a winning in for top eight, and then just ID to guarantee it. And I remember I had game with computer search to search something. I don't know exactly what it was. If I don't know if it was a strong energy or it was I forgot the name of the energy that does 20 more, or maybe it was like a Lysander or a Guzma. But I just remember after the game, and I was just like really, really disappointed because I knew it was a really good matchup for me. So I definitely remember that one. There's probably been a couple others, but that's probably the one that probably sticks to me the most still to this day.
No, it always hurts, and you can remember that for years, man. So hey,
Yeah.
how good are you on discovering the six prizes? How do you consider yourself with, like, you know detecting the six prizes that you have?
What about six prizes? Sorry.
Yeah, how good are you on detecting the six prices early on the game?
Oh, like price mapping, you mean?
Not price mapping, because price mapping is like the route, no, to victory,
Yeah,
but did
yeah.
like discovering what you have on your six prices, like on your first search, let's say.
Oh, like deck searching.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like know what's in your prices. I so for me, I really like on my first deck search, I like to put all the Pokemon to the front,
Okay.
and I kind of like fan them out, and I like to see what Pokemon I have prized.
Okay.
I did that a lot with Terapagos, just to know like how many like is my Pidgeot in deck. How many Duskulls and Dusknorns am I going to have in deck? How many outs to knockdown I'm going to have? How many Hoots can I bench? Um, so I did that a lot. Same thing with Miraidon. Did the same thing. I might have did it on stream. If you probably watched the video back,
Yeah.
you can see that I'm putting Pikachu. I got the Miraidon. Like you can see the full setup of what I'm doing on that turn. And then maybe I just fan through quickly through the trainers and just see, just like think of the most important things, right? Like, is your secret boxes there? How many generators do you have? Do you have Force Seal Stone? Like, just probably a couple of those things. Just knowing that.
Okay, so you're really good on finding out your prices with
Yes,
that technique.
I try and don't worry too much on them. I just like if I'm looking through there and I'm like I'm pretty good. Like if I'm seeing there's not a like if I prize a double ride on or something like that, I'm gonna be like, okay, well we gotta figure something else out now.
Okay, and what let's say, what tip can you give like a new player from our community that's just starting to play Pokemon on the competitive, maybe their first tournaments, that be, yeah, physical tournaments. What will be your best tip for them?
Playing a lot of events and getting to a regional or an SBE as fast as you can, just to see how hard it is to play the game. And I think if uh, once when you kind of like experience, it's great to experience that first tournament. Then you can say, do I really want to go for this, or then you can kind of see where you're at as a player and figure out what you need to do better and um, what you can do. I'd say that's probably my best tip.
So you're saying that playing a lot of tournaments will get you there to like feel good, play the game, and understand how people, I don't know, select their decks.
Tournament experience is just really good.
Yeah.
Just understanding like how fast you can play with some decks. Some decks takes longer games than other decks. Um, Definitely managing time. Obviously, there's a lot of great players that you can meet in tournaments. So it's great to obviously play against other good competitors. And, obviously with your record winning more and more games, you'll play harder and harder players too.
Totally,
So I
totally,
think that's a good thing.
and it's always good to play better players. The best players, so you can see how they handle the pressure, how they do the deck search, how well they shuffle, how they move. I
Yeah,
mean, their turns.
yeah. I mean, it's great to watch good players because you get to you kind of always want to mimic what they're doing. Um, and just watching what they do it helps you a lot. Definitely still does for me.
Totally. And okay, so we have the rotation coming up in the next few months. Do you plan on staying with Miraidon or making any tweaks to it? What are your plans there?
uh, I honestly haven't thought about a lot about rotation. I thought about a couple of cards kind of rotating, like one of my favorite cards, Radiant Charizard. uh, Radiant Ninja gonna go away.
Yeah.
A couple other key cards like Switch Card, Trekking Shoes, Pokestop, and definitely a couple really good Bs. They're going to be gone, like Limigon B and Palkia, and Arceus will be gone as well, and Lugia, of course. But I haven't thought about a lot of time about that. I've been really just trying to focus on what I can do this format, pretty much.
Yeah.
A lot of a lot of focus on Vancouver and just getting that last placement I need to probably secure a top 16 for the year.
Okay. And when is Vancouver?
What?
Vancouver, is it next week or the other?
Vancouver is Vancouver's next week.
Next week. So you're going to travel again.
Yes, I'm back at it. It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop, man. I love it. I love it. I mean, I used to play professional paintball, and I used to go to the States a lot, to Arizona, Philadelphia, Florida, Texas, and we were traveling not every weekend because it's expensive, but every like 2 months. So like from 6 to 7 travels a year, and I haven't still traveled to play regionals or internationals with Pokemon, because I I was I got hooked in the game in, I don't know, it was 1999 or 2000 with the first set, but then Yu-Gi-Oh came out and I went to Yu-Gi-Oh and other TCGs, and in 2016 I came back to Pokemon when there was the Mega Evolutions, and then, well, I went out to study and to go to work. But I recently came in 2023 with the launch of the Pokemon TCG Live, and it found me in Bogota, Colombia. I was living in Puerto Rico, but it found me again in Bogota, Colombia. So it was a new city. I went to the Pokemon stores, and I found a really great community, and that's actually the whole story about me going to the special event in Bogota only to video was because it took me late to register, and by the time I wanted to register, they told me that it was full and that they were not going to open it again. When I was there, and I was I don't know, sharing my friends, they told me that like 90 players were not assisting the event. So I was like, oh. And by that time I was practicing a lot of Cerulege X. I still play Cerulege X, not with the Palkia version, but with a Noctowl version, and with the blender. So I've won several online tournaments with Cerulege, and now I want to go back and play physical. What do you think about this Cerulege deck?
Cool. I played against it in Puerto Rico. Hit Steven both times. Hit him in round one, day two, and I also hit him in top eight. Definitely was a very. I mean, a lot of my friends told me, "Hey, it's a pretty good matchup," and I felt like I was like, "Man, this is kind of closer than what it is." Definitely, because you just have to screen attacks off. For sure.
Yeah.
In that matchup.
I bet you can get Palkia. I mean, because a lot of people play with the Palkia version, which I think it's pretty decent, because you can prepare a play with Greninja. But I just go straight for Shark 4 straight Cerulege, and I play the Rotom, Fan Rotom, so I can jet energy and attack small Pokemon. I use 2 copies of the tower, the tower, the interference tower. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon in Spanish, but I forgot the
jamming tower.
The jamming tower.
Right.
I play
Yes.
2 jamming tower, and I love the play against Gardevoir where they charge their Drifloon or Screamtail. When I play the jamming tower, they die, dude. So it's a free prize, and especially when I play a matchup where I do the first knockout, and I end up in 5 prizes, and they keep coming back at me for 2 prizes. I finish the game with Noctowl, Countercatcher, Briar. That's it, dude. I get a 2 prize Pokemon for 3, and I can win the game from 3 to 2. And that's really good. So it's been my favorite deck right now, playing the Cerulege, and yeah. So right now you were telling me that you're focused on playing Miraidon, not focused on the rotation, and but there are a lot of cards that are going to rotate, especially the 4 Sealstone, but at the same time there are also a lot of cards that are going to be making the game. Have you already seen any of the new cards that you're interested for the next set?
In the next step for rotation, I honestly haven't really looked at anything.
Okay.
It really, I mean, definitely for me right now, it's just been just a lot of focus of like, going. I went to like Merida the first week of February, and I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out this buddy format.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, now I gotta go to Puerto Rico the following weekend. So I was back home for here before Puerto Rico for 2 days, and then I hopped on a flight to Puerto Rico, got the top 4 there, and then flew back Monday, and then I had a Tuesday flight all the way direct from Denver to London.
Wow.
And then so yeah, I haven't had like any time to really look. I saw a little bit of towards like the Ogre Pond, like with the Noctowls and stuff. I thought that deck was pretty cool. It definitely looks cool.
Totally. I think the Noctowl is going to be played a lot, especially because all of the strongest Pokemon are Terra type, so I think it's going to be a good match. So, Steven, hopping to the quick fire questions. Do you have any favorite card or favorite collector's card? I mean, you can say maybe one card for the competitive and one collector's card that could be rotated out years ago. I don't know.
I think my favorite competitive card is probably Radiant Charizard, just because I've played it twice to Worlds. I played Regidrago to the Worlds in Honolulu last year, and then a few years ago in London in 2022, I played the Radiant Charizard with Inteleon in it. And I really like that deck a lot.
Nice. It's such a great late game attacker that can seal games away, right?
Yes, definitely really good. And having back then having like Magna Basin and Raihan at the time just charging up a Pokemon that does 250 damage is pretty good.
Totally. And with a Defiance Band, you get to 280 and knock out those Palkia Beastars and Lugia Beastars too.
Yep, and you had Inteleon Peens to do 20 damage around. It was just really, really strong for sure.
Yeah, I think mine could be Delphox B. I mean, with the magical, I think it's magical fire, the second attack, you can attack 120 the active and 120 in the bench. Especially if they don't have any mana fee, you can make good plays with it. And the first attack is not that bad. It confuses and burns the opponent. And I remember winning against a Charizard deck. I was playing a road deck. It was Arcanine, Delphox, NTB. It was not a non-list deck. I made up the list and I kept playing for a year with it, with Armorage. So it was easy for me to charge the first active with moving energies up to the active. And yeah, I mean, I won against Charizard X with only the first attack of Delphox in a decisive play. So it's always fun to confuse the opponent and them getting tails on the important turn. Definitely. So okay, so your collector's card, your favorite card, it's Radiant Charizard, And does any, I mean, do you have a Pokemon that represents you? Like any Pokemon that says like, I don't know, I'm like Psyduck, or I don't know, maybe Charizard. Which one should be?
I really don't know. There's like a lot of friends were giving me ideas last night. I was like, all right, what Pokemon could I be? But I ended up picking Rowlet because if I'm not playing Pokemon, I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Uh, so I'm kind of like tired, and I also just roll around on a lot of deck ideas before a tournament. And I gotta be better at not complaining on what I play before a tournament. Just play the deck.
Okay, so that's Rowlet. That's the Pokemon that represents you.
Probably.
And
I also like Rowlet. It's a
and
pretty cool
also
Pokemon.
it's a bird. You're flying. You're traveling every time. So there you go.
Good.
Okay, and
Sounds good.
do you have any favorite Pokemon game? Could be an app game application or platform. Which one should be it?
So I actually have really never played a Pokemon video game, which is pretty shocking.
Wow.
But the only one I've played is the sun, like Pokemon like Sun and Moon game on the 3DS.
Okay.
So that's probably the one that's probably my favorite.
Okay. So
But I haven't played any others.
okay, Sun and Moon as is your favorite game, and any favorite Pokemon TCG player?
I think there's a lot of great Pokemon TCG players. I think mine would be Frank Piersick, an older player, very very good deck builder. It was awesome to watch him play. Uh, Working with him, he was also a coach of mine a very very long time ago. Second to that, probably be Pablo Mesa, who I think a lot of people in Latin America would know.
Yeah.
Um, Also, very very good player. Um, Still is.
Palomes. I think I saw him on the special event in Bogota. That over here.
Yes, he was here.
He was there.
He
So
was there.
okay, and do you have any favorite Pokemon YouTuber?
Um, I wouldn't. I don't really have like a favorite. I definitely just like watching a lot of people like Azul and Zach TCG, Rowan Stavida, and Gabriel Smart. Also Pablo Mesa.
Yeah.
Just a little from everywhere. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Just other people's ideas.
Totally. You get to mix ideas and have your own formed. There you go. So okay, Steven, we are going to be wrapping up soon. Where can people follow your journey?
You can follow my Twitter or X at Hamula Steven. I also have an Instagram, Steven underscore Hamula, if you want to follow me there. I mostly post on Facebook and Twitter, though.
Okay.
Um, uh, Both of them are just Steven Hamula on there. I would appreciate follows. Definitely want
Sure.
to grow
Yeah,
my account and get more people into the game.
totally. That's what we want. We want that the person we interview gets new audience, get new followers, and you're one of them. So thank you for being here with us. Any sponsor shout outs or people that you want to mention before we go?
I definitely have a lot. I want to first thank my mom and dad. Uh, they take me to a lot of tournaments. Uh, they've been my support day one in this game. It means a lot to travel with them and just make a lot of family memories for sure. I also wanted to shout out my sponsor, Unbound Games, a local card store of mine in Colorado. Has a lot of singles. If you're around the Colorado area, definitely go check them out. Or if you're in town, definitely stop by over there and get some cards that you're looking for. They definitely probably will have it.
Yeah, and even if they're not in town and they're within the continental states, they do shipping for singles and products.
Yep, and then I also want to shout out the Colorado crew, Kevin Abernathy, uh, Tony Jamez, Daniel, lots of other people. I don't want to go on for days and days, but I really appreciate a lot of the community that's around here, having a lot of support for me as a young junior now, going as a master. It's definitely cool to play for them. And then I also want to shout out a close friend of mine who's not in Colorado anymore, but is in California, ready to test for worlds for me, Colin Lockridge. Definitely a lot of great memories we've had in seniors. Hopefully we can make many more and hopefully lift a trophy up in August. And I also want to shout out one very close person this year who's been helping me all year for Masters. Absolutely has believed in me. Also can be, I can also be sometimes a little bit annoying to him. Jason Birch, very, very great player. Definitely go check him out on Twitter at Birchie TCG. And I think that's it.
Thank you, Steven. Oh, and by the way, um, so you are right now in school or in I don't know, first year college.
Technically, I'd be first year in college, but I'm right now in a gap year. I'm not doing any school right now.
Okay.
My life right now is dedicated to Pokemon this year right now.
Competitive Pokemon. Okay, so thank you,
Yes.
Steven, because we're definitely going to keep seeing you on streams and participating. We're going to follow you, and we hope that we can get you on another interview in the future with your world champ trophy locked in. We believe in you, Steven. So thanks a lot for your time and for being here with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
Ok. Bueno, ahí lo tenemos a Steven Hamula, entrenador de Pokémon TCG de Estados Unidos, diciéndonos cómo ha podido viajar y competir durante desde toda su infancia en este gran juego. Así que mucha motivación para todos los niños que quieren jugar Pokémon TCG. Se puede, con la experiencia viene la maestría. Así que vamos a estar tomando un receso y en breve volvemos.